Yeah. Yes, some noise is coming. Ask them to mute. Take it. Respected CA Dr. Raj Chawla, the Vice Chair of the Direct Taxes Committee sitting beside me, and respected CA Ranjit Kumar Agrawal, who is going to join now very soon, and respected CA Chandrasekhar Vasan Chitale, the Chairman of Direct Taxes Committee, who will also be joining very soon with us, and CA Gyan Chandra Mishra, Central Council member from Central Region, who is going to join us very soon now, and CA Purushottam Lal Kandelwal, the Deputy Convener of UDIN Directorate, who is not present today in the meeting because he is abroad on his visit, and my dearest dear members, participants in the today's webinar regarding UDIN, good evening to all of you. As all of you know, we had several queries regarding UDIN validation and the income tax portal, and there was several queries have been received by us from time to time regarding the issues to be resolved, maybe with the UDIN portal or also with the income tax department, that is e-filing portal also. Having seen the number of queries from different parts of the country, a number of members who have been raising the queries, we thought it fit to have one webinar of this kind to tabulate the commonly asked questions with respect to this particular e-filing portal and give solutions whatever we have right now. And further, if there are certain things which cannot be resolved by us at our stage, probably we'll take it to the higher ups, to the respective departments, respective forums to get them resolved very soon. This is the purpose for which this meeting has been kept. And we have got a panelist here who will be dealing with the different questions, so relevant to their area of operation, whereby we'll be able to have the benefit of their knowledge in this subject also. Friends, just to have introduction of the entire program, as you know, in the year 2019, we have introduced UDIN in phased manner. Ever since it has been introduced, we face little challenge here and there, but overall it has stabilized very fast. UDIN was introduced for a sole purpose of initially for authentication of the documents which have been certified or attested or issued by the chartered accountants. Those days, we used to have cases where false certificates have been issued by non-chartered accountants or wrong certificates have been issued by non-chartered accountants in the guise of chartered accountants. That is, by taking the chartered accountants letterhead or the rubber stamp and put some signature, maybe forgery or some new signature also. Like that, things have been happening. Ultimately, the effect of that was, based on this wrong certification, several decisions have been taken by the stakeholders, be it bankers, be it any other authority who relies upon the certificate issued by chartered accountants. That has a far-reaching impact on the profession as a whole. Ultimately, there was a situation where many chartered accountants, for no fault of them, they have landed into disciplinary case also. A certificate of issue ultimately turned up a false certificate. The user of that certificate had raised a disciplinary case against the member, and member is fighting with the disciplinary directorate to defend himself for no fault of him. He does not even know the client. He doesn't even know the assessee. Those situations are arisen. Ultimately, all these things have been put at rest by this UDIN. It has resolved all those problems. Now that authentication is there. Initially, we introduced, as I said, for protecting the interest of the members. But slowly, it has broadened its tentacles. And finally, it is being used by various stakeholders. With income tax department, like the e-filing portal, they are also using our UDIN for authentication of the documents. And Ministry of Corporate Affairs, in the company law, the MCA 21, they are also using the UDIN for authentication purposes. And RERA and so many other enactments, they are using UDIN. It was not that we wanted them to use. They felt themselves that's an authentication document. We need to use that particular thing. So not only in India, having introduced this, we got laurels from many countries, not only third world countries or the developing countries, but even developed economies also appreciate the concept of UDIN. Particularly in the SAARC countries, almost we are giving the technology to them, we are guiding them how to utilize UDIN so that the certificates or the opinions issued by the chartered accountants in respective countries gets authenticated. This UDIN validation which is going on now, this is for the first time that various forms, I think close to 30 forms have been notified by the income tax department in the e-filing portal for the purpose of authentication. This has started from 1st of April last year itself, various forms for the assessment year 21-22. Number of challenges have come. And we have been resolving the challenge after challenge by taking the various stakeholders. As you know, the last date for this UDIN validation for the purpose of this 3CA, 3CB, the tax audit purposes, was 30th April. By 30th April, the number of queries were many who are not in a position to resolve those issues also. Thereby, the number of validations could not take place. That is the place where, the person sitting with me, C.V. Raj Chawla, and C.V. Chitale and Purushottam Khandelwal, they took the lead. They went to the income tax department. They had a detailed meeting with CBDT and e-filing portal officials and got the date extended from 30th April to 31st May, so that in the meantime, we'll be able to analyze the various challenges that we are facing and find a solution for that. That is the reason the entire thing has happened. Now, having seen that, every day there are certain things were resolved already. There are some challenges with respect to some form numbers, but that has been reasonably resolved. Thereafter, the many validations have taken place. Still, we are facing some more challenges. Down the line in today's webinar, we are going to discuss all those things. Friends, having got stabilized this UDIN for a period of time, should we confine it to only for authentication purposes, or should we take it further for the MIS purposes? This debate has been going on without disclosing the identity of the assessee or a client or the auditee. How it can happen? Like, for example, recently there was a thought process just to showcase with the regulators the effect of the conduct of the branch audit were introduced, that the MOC, the Memorandum of Changes, which are issued by the statutory branch auditors of the bank, they have been captured when you are generating UDIN. We are not going to disclose the identity of the person, but the sum total of all those things will be used for the purpose of showcasing the contribution, the value addition given by us. So that's how it has happened. Now we have to think upon, we have to apply all our mind to see that whatever the fashion we can use this particular data for future comprehensions. So with this introduction, I would like to go further into the it is webinar per se today, the purpose for which it has been convened. When we announced this particular webinar, only yesterday, the day before yesterday, we thought of it. Yesterday, we made an announcement because the time is short, because we could not conduct the webinar earlier because of. Yeah, thank you. So, we could not conduct earlier because we wanted certain clarification to be taken and certain discussion to be made with the income tax department, e-filing portal authorities. That's why we could not take it. Now that we have got certain clarity and where we are in a position, to clarify all the doubts from you, today we have convened. In spite of convening with a short notice, the number of the members is very huge. So this shows the concern that all of us have on the in the UDIN. Now we have along with us C. Ranjit Kumar Agarwal. So Ranjit is visible on the screen.
It's visible.
Yeah. Okay, with this focus we are not.
No. It's a small.
Okay, no problem. The focus is. So yeah, see Ranjit Kumar Agarwal, the Central Coastal member from Eastern region from Kolkata. So he is just a short introduction. He is the person who has put his heart and soul into developing the UDIN. In 2017-18, he worked so hard, and in 2019 he made it mandatory in stages. That's why sometimes we call him the father of UDIN also. So yesterday, today, tomorrow, what has happened, what is happening, what is going to happen, everything is in the mind of Sir Ranjit Kumar Agarwal. That's why we invited him as a panelist today to clarify certain doubts that we have in our minds. Friends, the first and foremost thing, if I have to, we'll start with one question which is common in the minds of everyone. That is regarding why my UDIN gets invalidated at the e-filing portal. See, I have generated the UDIN and I have put it in the e-filing portal, but it's getting invalidated. What are the reasons? That's the primary doubt we get. See, basically, there are four, this particular thing I'll answer. then we'll go to other panelists also. For the purpose of validation of UDIN, between the UDIN directorate of the ICA and the e-filing portal, both the things are connected with the API. There's an interface between both the things. So when there are 4 parameters which are taken into consideration. Item number 1 is membership number, that is MRN. Second is UDIN per se, what is the number that you have generated. Third thing is the form number, form 3CA, 3CB, 10B, 29B, as the case may be, form number. And the fourth is assessment year for which it has been taken. If these 4 parameters, which are already available in the e-filing portal, they match with the data available in UDIN portal, automatically this gets validated. There is no issue at all. If there is any mismatch between in these 4 parameters, certainly this mismatch will not validate, hence it gets invalidated. The pop-up which is shown there does not show the reason for which it has been invalidated. It only shows that you get your UDIN updated from ICA portal. Immediately it comes to your mind that something went wrong in the UDIN portal of ICA. The UDIN is not properly captured in the e-filing portal. Because the pop-up says that you go to ICA and get it updated. There's nothing wrong in the UDIN portal, nothing wrong in the UDIN directorate, but so is the case with the e-filing portal also. But the only thing is there's some mismatch here. That is the reason it's not able to, the machine is not capturing that and getting validated. We'll say that as far as MRN is concerned, membership number is concerned, when you have multiple uploading in single go, one by one UDIN you upload, there's no validate, there's no issue at all. But there's certain tools which are available where multiple UDINs can be get thrown for validation at a time. There's some challenge with that one. We took up that matter with the CBDT, that is e-filing portal authority officials, and got it resolved. Now that is purely stabilized. Then it comes to the UDIN per se. UDIN, while you are capturing the UDIN e-filing portal, if you are capturing copy paste you are doing by using the tool, there's no issue at all. They are not facing any trouble. When you're manually feeding, there's some mismatch, some number, some alphabet is jumbled somewhere. Thereby, it is shown that UDIN is not matching. So these are 2 things which have already been resolved. We'll come to the other 2 points later down there, because there are several questions have been asked with respect to other matters also. Okay, so now whatever the questions that you have sent, my dear members, even now that some questions are coming. Most of the questions are repetitive in nature because individuals were asking these questions. However, our office has collated the entire thing, and common questions which have been asked so far, what we received up to 3:55 p.m. whatever received, we are put in a common balance, and we are going to answer them one by one. The first question I answered, this one partially answered. Down the line we'll take up the rest of the things also. Now, second question, though it may not directly relate to the validation purposes, but there's one question in the minds of the members. That question I am going to that will answer by Ranjit Kumar Agarwal. The question is, first question is, why should I generate UDIN for the purpose of filing of my returns, which has become cumbersome activity? This is the question. So Ranjit, Ranjit has got a lot of examples to quote also. With the examples, I request you to deliver on this matter before we go to the next question. Okay. Ranjit.
So thank you, Prasanna Kumar, very able council member and direct convener of this UDIN Directorate, Raj Chawla sir, Vice Chairman of the Directors Committee, Seemaji, and all the participants. Good afternoon to everybody. The query raised by Mr. Convener that what is the need of the UDIN to be updated on the income tax portal. So friends, first of all, you must appreciate that UDIN has become now established itself one of the biggest reform of the recent past in ICI. And we have seen the advantages of UDIN. So we had the vision to take this UDIN on each and every document, certificate, report to be certified by CA, like in the banks, by ROC, the SEBI, the RBI, and all these things. So we have also approached to the CBDT that while asking any report by the income tax department, you should also ask the UDIN number. So we have approached them that in the portal itself, you make a field for every form where UDIN number can be inserted. So the department said that point of time, how we will know that UDIN number to be filled up by your member is genuine, authentic or not. Any alphanumerical combination they can put in and we have to accept it. So on their request, they have suggested that UDIN portal should be linked with the income tax portal for validation of the UDIN number, that this number has been generated by the UDIN portal, and then they will accept it. But in the process, they have put some more parameter like assessment year, form number, membership number also. Although that was not required, but that point of time, they have inserted these parameters also. But after going through the many issues faced by the member, we have approached them, and now they have decided that to some extent they will come out with some solution in this. But the primary objective of these validation parameters is that suppose you have limit of 60 tax audit and you are supposed to generate UDIN under 3CA or 3CB. Now after 60 tax audit, some members are generating tax audit in certificates or a company audit or any other field which they are not supposed to take. There are many other issues, like we want to showcase to the government that in UDIN is not only the number, it is the tool to provide the many information which will affect the regulator in framing the policy, like 15CB. Now we can collect all the 1 year 15CB UDIN and collect the amount certified by our chartered accountant, how much money they have remitted in foreign country out of India, how many tax audit has been done, how many this 14A certificate is done, how many 80I certificates have been done. All these parameters were supposed to be collected by this UDIN portal, make a report and submit to the government. So that's why we have given the form number. In all the drop down, you have to select the right form, right year, and then you can generate the UDIN. It does not mean that you have to generate the UDIN and you can generate anywhere. By 3CA UDIN, you can generate in certificate, or company audit UDIN, you can generate in tax audit, or a tax audit UDIN, you can generate in GST audit. So because of these parameters to analyze the data, to help the government, these parameters have been inserted in the portal. But as far as validation in the income tax department is concerned, they have put some extra feature to validate the UDIN. So we are in the advanced talk. Convener and deputy convener had meeting also. So maybe it may be resolved. But right UDIN in the right form with the right year is the fundamental and basic things when we are generating UDIN, because this UDIN is going to be validated in many other places in the years to come, because it is going to be a tool to collect the information and help the government in framing the policies also. So that is your answer to why it is required to validate UDIN in the income tax portal. Going forward, UDIN number will be asked by each and every department, like banks are asking, ROC, income tax, SEBI, GST, all department will be a mandatory field. Before you uploading any form, UDIN is mandatory. So this will come gradually in the years to come. But at the same time, we also have to regulate the profession. So how many audit you have done? 60 audit, in company audit, 30 audit. All these parameters are also to be regulated by this system. So that's why these parameters has been introduced. But seeing the difficulty, some may be sorted out in the near future with the help of the convener and deputy convener of this UDIN directorate. It's a muted. Prasanna, you are muted.
Yeah, thank you, Ranjit. Very nicely you explained. So not only the answer for this e-filing portal, why it is so important, what is going to be the future of usage of UDIN also. Thank you. So now Raj Chawla has got one query from some of the members that I have revised the audit report, that's a tax audit report, but I generated UDIN for the original report. Now I have only one UDIN for both original revised return, tax audit report. So please advise what should happen.
This feature we have.
But Ranjit, Raj Chawla would like to answer this.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. You are rightly said that if we have already generated the original UDIN and then again revised, then we have to generate separately the UDIN for both the things. If you have revised the document, then you have to revise this UDN also. You have to change. You have to generate another UDN for the revised document. Yeah, Ranjit bhai.
Ranjit, please.
Just to add what Raj bhai said, he's right. Whenever you are revising any audit report, you have to take the another UDI. But because of this change in the assessment proceeding 154 or some minor changes in the audit report, now audit report of 2020 are some corrections are required in 2022. So if you revise that new UDI, it should not be considered as a new report. So penal provision should not be taken. So we have approached the CBDT that some parameter or feature should be inserted there. If you are only clerical changes are there, that will not consider as a revision of a report. For that new UDI not required, you can put some parameter, members can go and revise that small report. That will not be considered as a revised report, but just some correction in the previous report. For those, new UDI not required.
Yeah. Thank you, Ranjit. And the fourth question to me, I'll just answer this question. This also commonly raised question by many members. I have chosen wrong assessment year while generating UDIN, but the assessment is correct in the e-filing portal. How to update UDIN? Friends, there are two issues here. So you have no doubt the assessment year has been selected rightly in the e-filing portal. Certainly you should have selected. But while coming to the UDIN, while you generated UDIN, there are two times it's captured. That is from the drop down and from the grid in the e-filing portal, in the UDIN portal. The grid, what you capture, that is not a mandatory field at all. So that is optionally you can put that assessment here, but that's not captured for the purpose of processing anywhere, nor in the interrupt API that what you have e-filing portal. So now the question arises, why you should have the grid? So probably will think, now that it has come to our knowledge where we are facing some trouble, so probably will think how to rectify that in the next UDIN meeting and rectify that one. For the time being, what is the data that goes to the API that flows to the income tax e-filing portal is the one which is captured from the drop down. Suppose you are selected is of 21-22, you are selected 18-19 or 20-21. That will not match. As I told in the beginning, there's a mismatch, hence this will be invalidated. So how does it happen? See, whether we'll be able to capture the data of the grid that I told you, answer is no, we are not in a position to capture the data, but the totally encrypted data which cannot be captured, it cannot be seen by anybody. Whatever is there in the particular grid cannot be seen. That's totally encrypted data. Number one. Then you can say that what type of mistakes have come. It may so appear that you have it may so appear in the grid that you have put 21-22. When you are seeing there are a number of cases where the members are selected 2011-12, and number of cases are there where they are selected 2020-21. Why this has happened? Instead of selecting assessment year, our office, in our office, somebody has selected the previous year. That is 2021 has been selected. Such mistakes are running to thousands. Similarly, why 11-12 has come? 11-12 is 10 years ago. If you see in the UDIN generation, there's a drop down which comes. That's ranging from 11-12 to 21-22. In the drop down, you have to go to bottom and select 21-22. Instead of that, by mistake, our officers, they selected 11-12. Thereby, there are thousands of numbers which are 11-12 and 20-21. Of course, some numbers are there in between also. 17-18, 18-19, 19-20, like that. So what is the answer for this one? So right now, we do not have an answer. Like Ranjit has already told you, unless this assessment year, both assessment years match, it will not be validated at all. However, we have taken up this matter, but this is a glitch that is there unless we rectify this one, because UDIN has been genuinely generated by the member and genuinely has uploaded in the e-filing portal for a small clerical mistake. Numbers are not changed, nothing is changed, and we are put into trouble. Both the chartered accountant and RCs is put into trouble. We have taken up this matter to somehow see that something has to happen. I think down the line we'll have an answer. Probably we'll be able to answer by the end of this session. So how we are going to resolve that one? So we are yet to get some information. So we're expecting it any time now. We'll just share with you. This how the assessment year, unless it matches with that one, we will not be able to do that one. Because number of queries have come to me also stating that the grid, I think if people understood the grid, what you have put is, I put it rightly, it is the institute who has not captured. And is the income tax report is wrong. I just want to clarify that the only drop down is the one which is taken now.
Yes, sir.
I welcome CV Chitale. So the chairman of Direct Taxes Committee. So as I told you in the beginning of my in the introduction, he is also instrumental right from the beginning. Ever since the validation process started for the e-filing portal, and we are having number of challenges, he has been actively involved. Direct Tax Committee, along with UDIN Director, we worked out to find solutions to various problems that have been encountered by us. And today, CEO Chitale, he is working on a guidance note for the. He is working on the guidance note for the tax audit purposes. In spite of that, he just pulled out some time and joined here. Chitale sir, we welcome you, sir. Hey, you have to unmute.
Yeah.
Sorry, hey, I have unmuted.
Ah, fantastic, man. So
Yeah.
welcome you, sir, for this meeting.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Sir, there's one doubt we had, partially it was answered. We wanted to ask you, there's original tax audit report, and we have another revised tax audit report also.
Yes.
So there are some cases they have taken only one UDIN. There are some cases they have taken UDIN for the first one that has already been consumed because the original one. Later on, they have revised that one. So can you throw some light on the original, audit tax audit report, revised tax audit report, how to go about that?
See, before I respond to your answer, to your issue, let me just try to put on table provisions of Section 44AB. Section 44AB states there is nothing in a law which mandates or directs anything to a chartered accountant. Section 44AB states it is direction to the assessee that if your turnover exceeds particular limit or certain conditions are there like 44AD reporting income below the estimated incomes 8%, 6%, etc. Then in that case, the assessee should get the accounts audited from an accountant and he should furnish those tax audit reports to the income tax department. Now, presently, this particular phenomena is online. So you have to furnish it online on income tax website. I believe that by 31st September, 31st December, whatever is the due date, all the assessees have furnished this tax audit report. Those tax audit reports have been signed by chartered accountants. So as far as assessee is concerned, they have complied with provisions of Section 44AB. Now, coming to UDIN, if I read Income Tax Act or I read income tax rules, nowhere there is mention of UDIN. UDIN has come by way of a notification issued by the Income Tax Department. This particular notification was issued because it was noticed by the ICI members, office bearers, that there are certain elements who are furnishing tax audit reports purported to have been signed by the chartered accountants, but actually either they are not signed by the chartered accountants or they are not the chartered accountant. So that was creating dent on the profession, and particularly when those tax audit reports were not appropriate, actually chartered accountants were not doing that. So just to check the authenticity, whether a chartered accountant has signed it or not, this concept of UDIN was explained to the income tax authority and they readily accepted it. Now, instead of checking whether it is signed by a chartered accountant or a non-chartered accountant, they are going a step ahead and checking so many things like assessment year, date, the form number, and so on. So certain errors which have occasioned while taking UDIN have come to surface. If, let us assume that the UDIN is not updated, then what is the consequence? I believe that as far as assessee is concerned, there is no consequence even if the UDIN is not updated. But as a chartered accountant, we feel that yes, if their responsibility has been cast, let us also try to update the UDIN. Now, in the mechanism, there is provision for updating UDIN only once. So if supposing that updated unit has been consumed at the time of furnishing the original tax audit report, subsequently it has been revised and one is not able to update the UDIN on this revised tax audit report, to my mind, it would be sufficient that if a chartered accountant brings this fact to the notice of the income tax department. Now, how to bring this to the notice of the income tax department? There can be certain means. One is maybe they can ask the assessee to file this particular information in ask counter, or they may raise grievance and state that, okay, we are trying to update this revised tax audit report. However, it is stating that UDIN is consumed, and then it is not allowing me to update with the revised tax audit report. So in whatever means, if it goes on income tax department file that yes, you tried to update revised tax audit return with UDIN and the system did not allow, for the limitations of the system, I don't consider that a chartered accountant or the auditor would be held responsible. But in order to bring home this particular fact, it is advisable that he should take some proactive steps and make this fact known to the income tax department. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandra sir. So we know you're giving what will happen, the consequence of that also, you have very nicely explained. So, this query has been raised by many members. What will happen if I don't do it? So probably, as we all know, that is a council guideline, and the council guideline need to be followed. Whenever you issue such certificate, you have to generate UDIN, you have nicely explained. And what is the consequences as far as ICA is concerned? As far as the e-filing portal is concerned, income tax is concerned, you explained. As ICA is concerned, because we are not followed the council guideline, it is an offence falling under the second schedule. To the
Prasanna Kumar Ji, you are asking that people have taken UDIN for revised guidance note, revised tax report, and they are not able to upload, or they have not taken UDIN for revised guidance. What is the question?
No, the question was they have not taken.
If they have not taken, what you are explaining is correct.
No, that's what it is. I'm talking about.
Yes,
you are right, Chandra. Please go. You are telling something.
Right. So, if supposing for revised tax audit report, they have anybody has not taken UDIN, it would be held under Code of Ethics. Now, if he has realized that there is delay in taking UDIN, he may take UDIN with the current date. Maybe he can put, say, 60 days time limit. And in remarks, he said that, okay, for inadvertent reason or whatever reason, emergency was there.
Yeah. So that is the consequences in the income tax and the consequences under the Chartered Accountants Act.
Under Chartered Accountants Act, although there is non-compliance, at least that non-compliance, the gravity of non-compliance may be eroded to some extent.
Okay, thank you, Chitra. Yeah. So now I'll come to the next question. When I update UDIN, the pop-up on the e-filing portal says that it is consumed already. How to fix this issue? Ranjit, there's some UDIN taken. This query is coming, like, they have taken UDIN for ABC SC, and I got XYZ also. Somehow use this one. Instead of ABC, I use XYZ. So now I have got the one which is available for ABC. So how do I fix this particular thing?
So while updating the two UDIN in the portal, it has been swapped. For X client, it has become to Y, and Y client has gone to X.
Yes.
So in this case, right now, there is no solution. Let it be there, whatever it is. We are in the talk with the CVDT people. If they can give us some tool to revise it, we can do it. But right now, let it be where it is. Don't worry for the time being.
Thank you. The next question is.
Hello. In this case, I think it would be better for the chartered accountant to bring this to the notice of the assessing officer or to the income tax department in whatever means, like maybe you can make mail, you can raise grievance, you can file letter with us, because at least if the query comes up at a later date how this swap has happened, he would be able to explain that this is an inadvertent error, and when he realized, he has communicated. So it cannot be considered a deliberate attempt.
But Chitle sir, we have raised this issue with the CVDT people, and they have noted it down. They will come out with some solution.
No, fine, but let the chartered accountant inform so that he is at least clearing his matters.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Now, next query is this is similar question which I already answered. How to rectify wrong assessment here chosen while generating UDIN? This, as Ranjit has told, we are just waiting for some communication. Probably we'll find some solution for that, for which we don't have an answer immediately. Like I told you just now, instead of 21, probably whoever has generated the UDINs from 1st April 21 up to 31st March 22, they should have been pertaining to the assessment 21-22 only. But if you see, for the assessment year 2010-11, there are 18,000 UDINs are there. 18,000 UDINs for 2010-11, and for 2011-12, there are 45,000 UDINs have been generated. These two things are certainly we can conclude. There will not be any UDIN generated for that particular year in the 21-22. They have been wrongly selected from the drop down. Similarly, if you see 2021 assessment year, if you take, there are 42,000 UDINs have been generated. Some may be correct, but most of them may be selected because confusion between assessment year and previous year by the staff who have been dealing with generating the UDIN. Similarly, there's one more issue for the information members. There's one form number 3CEB. It also is closely affected to 3CA, 3CB. There are around 30,000 UDINs have been generated. Some may be genuine. Some may have been taken into 3CB, 3CA. They are taken 3CEB like that. These are all the mistakes that should have happened as far as the form is concerned.
What has happened, what you have rightly explained the number of errors, but we had extensive meetings along with CA Ranjit Agarwal, CA Dr. Raj Chawla. You were also present in some meetings, and we have appraised CBDT these issues. It is likely that this assessment year aspect and this form 3CA, 3CB interchange aspect that may be relaxed, and one may try maybe on Friday or maybe on Monday, Tuesday. It may get uploaded. We are waiting for that. It is their decision. We have already escalated this issue to them.
And Prasanna, one more issue here. While choosing the assessment year in the drop-down button, assessment year 10-11 is coming by default. So we have told Parul to revise it with the current year, and then people can go back to the previous year if they want. So that feature also we are rectifying.
And generally what is happening, if the software is being used for the purpose of updating, taking UDIN, a software selected first year. So that also we have appraised. And to avoid this problem in the current period, maybe you can consider at UDIN level that in prop-up only assessment year 22-23 comes. And for other assessment year, only a empty box is made available. So that maybe by auto provision, only assessment year 22-23 gets selected.
Yeah, both the suggestions are good. Suggestions are well taken. See, Ranjit and Chitra, they have given both the suggestions combined together. I think we'll have it something done in the next month.
Sir, because you proactively take the suggestions, we have a pleasure of making them.
Yeah.
You proactively act on suggestion. That's why we are making them.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We have got on the screen. You can see our beloved Central Council CS Sanjay Agarwalji, a very senior member, very knowledgeable member. And he is the chairman of international taxation. So, when you talk of tax, there are only two persons who will appear for us. One is Chitra and another is Sanjay sir. So both of them are present today. So very happy to see both of them.
Here, Dr. Raj Chawla also.
Huh? No. Your eyes, they are hot. They are vice chairman. No, they are chairman. Yeah. So before I post some query to Sanjay Agarwalji, I got one query to Raj Chawla ji. That in case of 15CB, these are related to 15CB. I have generated UDIN and form 15CB. Subsequently, there were changes in the form to 15CB for only date-related issue. So did not generate separate UDIN for the same. They did not generate separate UDIN for the same. Now income tax portal is not accepting the UDIN. What is the remedy left with me?
Sir, as I told earlier, that for every document, we have to generate the UDIN separately. If I am revising my form, then I have to generate the UDIN separately for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. So there's another question to Rajit Agarwal, because he has answered partly this question earlier. He is coming in a different form now. What if someone has missed to generate UDIN within prescribed time? How to correct the situation? I don't know whether I got answer or not. I leave it to Ranjit.
So the answer to this query is that if you are, you have to mute Rajbhai. You have to mute it. Yes. So if you are not able to generate UDIN within the prescribed date of 60 days, then it is a non-compliance. And non-compliance of the UDIN guideline is a professional misconduct under Schedule 2, Part 2, Clause 1. Now, what you can do right now, in my opinion, although it will also be a non-compliance, but which will be better than the previous one, you can generate today by writing in the description column the facts that you have generating this UDIN, which has been signed in XYZ date, which is more than the 60 days. Of course, dates will be changed. The date of signing in the paper and the UDIN will be changed. But what will be the benefit? You have complied, but it is a late compliance. And the late compliance is better than non-compliance. Although both are the non-compliance, if any complaint comes to the disciplinary director, they will take his issue. But in my opinion, this is a better solution than having not generating the UDIN. So better generate UDIN even if it is late, which will be a better than non-generating the UDIN.
Yeah. So whatever Ranjit is telling is just sort of via media solution. Though as per the guideline, if you see right, he has rightly put it that it amounts to non-compliance only. So date of the report also should be properly captured there. So maybe that's his personal opinion. He has given somewhere you have to find a solution. He has given a solution. So of course, just for consumption, some via media solution is given, but this is not the one which has been deliberated upon in the UDIN directive. That's what Ranjit also very clearly said. This is personal opinion. So probably we can take it the way others feel. Is it not, Ranjit?
This is my personal opinion.
Yeah, you told it.
Yes.
You're carefully wording everything, Yeah. So now Raj Chavda has got one question. There is a requirement of generation of 2 UDINs for company audit 1. That's a company law, and second for the 3CD. But by mistake was generated only 1 UDIN for company law, and which is same also used for 3CD. Kindly suggest on this further action to be taken regarding this item.
Sir, as I told earlier that for every document we have to generate the UDIN separately. If I am doing company audit, then I have to generate a UDIN for company audit, and if I am doing the tax audit, then I have to generate the UDIN for tax audit. So as way out given by our Ranjit Bhai, this is also my personal opinion. If you have forgot to generate one UDIN, then you please generate it right now, so that your mistake should be over at this stage before it comes to the knowledge of some authority. So you have to generate separate UDIN for both the documents, company audit as well as tax audit.
Thank you, Raj Chavda.
Slightly shade of mistake will be blur. Mistake will continue, that is error will continue, but it will be slightly seen mildly that you have voluntarily come forward.
Sir, rectification of mistake is always better before it comes to the authority. That if we Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So Sanjay Agarwal, sir.
No.
Sanjay Agarwal, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. Can you say a few words about this? What is going on here? You should have got a lot of queries of this kind. Any suggestions from you?
No, actually, I consider Ranjit as the proper person, and he handles everything. So far as UDIN, I have not mentioned, but so far as you can say, UDIN started when I was in the council in 2010 only. So solutions are provided by only Ranjit. So you can refer it to Ranjit, not to me.
So that means now we got the information. CS Sanjay Agarwal, he is the person who started the initiative long ago.
No,
And I understand
Javre sir.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
part of that group.
Okay. So all of you have sown the seed, and the fruits were brought out to us by Ranjit.
By Ranjit.
We'll enjoy the fruits now.
So we have given the everything to Ranjit now. Ranjit bhai, you can answer it.
Actually, all these UDIN initiation, I remember, started in 2011. Javare sir, Sanjay bhai, Amarjit Chopra sir, that one. But somehow it could not be completed, crystallized. Now it is seen the light of the day. So let's go further questions, whatever you have.
Yeah. Okay. So next question is a simple question. While uploading the form 3CA or 3CD, I have wrongly opted clause 44AB, A, B, C, D, and the third provision to 44AB. Instead of third provision to 44AB. Now generated is shown invalid UDIN. Please suggest me what to do. Sir, actually, as far as this process is concerned, it does not have any bearing on the validation process at all. The only thing is form number 3CA, 3CB, 3CB, they are relevant, but not the clause under which you select, though it is applicable there. So these are answers. So maybe sometimes you feel because of this, UDIN is not validated. Certainly not for this reason. Ranjit, you have anything to say? This correct.
Yeah, you are right, because clause number is not subject to validation, only form number is validation. And now onwards, clause number, form number is not validated by the portal also. So for that reason, it is not going to be invalidated. There might be some other reason.
Yeah. The next question also, I think Ranjit will answer. How can I allocate UDIN in UDIN list? There's UDIN list. How can I know which UDIN is for which one? Should it be PAN based?
No.
For a PAN list.
Yeah. I got the answer question. When we have started this UDIN, our preamble says the UDIN will not interfere in the client database. So the client name is not required while generating the UDIN, because we have some confidentiality clause, we have code of ethics. So we cannot ask whom you are catering. We can ask what you are catering. So according to that preamble, we have made it clear that we will not need any client name. So if you start taking the PAN number, which department also wants us to capture the PAN number of the SSC also, we have voluntarily denied that we cannot take this PAN number. And that's why this PAN number cannot be linked with the UDIN number because of the confidentiality clause.
Yeah, so well taken. Now next. Yeah, Chitra sir.
When actually you will also appreciate, then myself, Ranjit bhai, Raj Chawla ji, yourself, we were in meeting with CBDT. This has been amplified to the CBDT member by Ranjit bhai, and they have also appreciated that yes, we cannot go beyond a certain limit. So what is the underlying fact? We are trying to make them appreciate. You only see that bona fide chartered accountant has issued that tax audit report, and please don't go beyond that. So we are expecting a response to that.
Yeah, the another question which is a little repetition. Kindly provide solution for UDIN consume or update in IT portal related to different PAN. A failure of UDIN validation. This already has been answered. Different PAN means instead of A, they are taken for B and vice versa. This has already been answered. And what may be causes not accepting the UDIN? Department has enabled earlier. Again, site is requested to update UDIN. This is double work and time consuming, mismatch reasons not known. So actually it's a fact that, as I told you in my introductory remarks also, that if the validation cannot happen, the mismatch is there, the reason is not thrown in the e-filing portal. It simply says, you update the UDIN in ICA portal, UDIN portal. That's what the message is coming. Now actually this matter has already been taken with CBDT authority, the e-filing portal authorities, and they are now we are giving some code, some logic also we are sharing with them, thereby going forward, when the moment is mismatch is there, the reason also will be thrown there. Reason because mismatch with the UDIN, a mismatch with the form number, because you have chosen so and so form, and then all those things will be thrown. Maybe we have to wait for another couple of months to get this particular thing. It's already we are taking up this matter with them, so that we'll know the what mistake we have done, how to rectify that one. Next query. Dear sir, while updating UDIN details in respect to 3CB, 3CD, I mentioned another as the UDIN. Please suggest correct course of action. This is already answered. Instead of A, they have taken B. Ranjit.
Yeah,
This
we
has already been
answered.
covered.
Yeah, already answered. Already answered.
Yeah. Yeah, the next one. This is again which has been deliberated upon by all the three panelists here. Some of our friends generated new UDIN. To what extent this is correct? So because he has not generated within 60 days, he has generated a new one. So no, this has been reasonable answer, but however we will not be able to answer this query at all. Difficult to answer this query. Yeah. Next one. I have generated the token so many times, but it's not getting processed. Site says 24 hours, but it's pending for 7 days. Friend, this point I'll tell you. See, UDIN office, so UDIN directorate, so it's manned by sufficiently enough manpower is there, and the CA Parul Goyal, who is sitting here also, she is the secretary for this one, for this UDIN directorate, and she has been attending to all the calls. And over separate dedicated line, they have been answering all the queries. This is a 365 days, some query or other keeps coming, who have been doing. But all of a sudden, once this validation issue came, the number of emails you got suddenly within a week's time was more than 7,000 emails have come. And more than 5,000 complaints have been lodged. So with the given manpower, with the knowledge of the manpower, we have got manpower in the ICA, the manpower who got knowledge in the UDIN, they're only limited. Though we have put our untiring efforts to see that all the queries have been answered, we could not answer most of them. Maybe out of 7,000, we would have done 1,500, maybe 5,500, 5,000 we could not answer. Sorry for that because the sudden spot of so many complaints have come. However, today, as the panelists also should know, there are more than 10,000 chartered accountants who have joined this particular webinar. More than 10,000 are watching now. I'm sure this message will go clear and you will tell other members also who had a concern that almost all the queries which are in the minds of the chartered accountants, the practitioners are answered in this one. Okay, so sorry that we could not take for this particular reason only. Otherwise, UDIN Directorate, we have been very prompt in answering the queries. Over to Sanjay Agarwalji, he wants to say something. Sanjay Agarwalji.
Sir, I just wanted to add one thing. At the same time, the member grievances are required to be handled. What I make a request that this particular webinar will or would solve the substantial problems. So what we do, we ask the users right now to raise their fresh queries and let us leave the old one right now and raise their fresh queries. So that suppose out of 7,500, approximately 6,000 are answered or 5,000 are answered. So we'll be left with only 1,000 or odd. So it will be easy for us. Next, use some AI and in that AI, match the similar queries. Because if you have answered me today that you can generate like this, you can correct like this. So all similar queries are to be answered together. So use some small software, ask someone that similar queries are bunched together and answered together. So these are my small two suggestions by which you will get 100% redressal of all your queries. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a very good suggestion given. So members, whoever has raised the query already, please ignore them because it's not possible to answer. Let us be practical. And you have got further query after the webinar. You please raise a further query in the complaint module or in the email. We'll certainly answer them. Yeah, very good suggestion given. Sir, Raj Chawla will, there's one query to Mr. Raj Chawla. Is UDIN applicable on resignation of auditor?
No, sir. On resignation of an auditor, UDIN is not required.
Yeah. So in the communication they make.
Early in the morning, I took the call whether for peer review report you require. So for peer review report also you don't require UDIN.
Yes.
Thank you. These are very good information. Most of the members may not be aware. You are the peer review chairman, you know that. Good information. Yeah. So now
if you classify into 4 or 5 queries and put them on your UDIN website so that people can pick that particular query and then maybe
Yeah.
AI answer go to that query if you develop. So that may ease out your job.
Yes. Certainly we'll take this information. See, Ranjit, when audit reports are uploaded by professional, which is DSC, and approved by the assessee, what is the need of uploading UDIN on income tax portal? Further, if required, why income tax portal not fetch the UDIN directly from UDIN portal?
No, since you have generated the UDIN, because UDIN generation is mandatory while signing any document, report or certificate. So if it is uploaded by the income tax portal by the chartered accountant with the digital signature, the purpose of validation of UDIN is there. There are many digital signature also which has been misused by the practicing CA. We have seen one or two cases I will not name the firm, without the knowledge of the proprietor, one of the staff has misused the digital, because digital signature used to be in the office of the CA. So we have seen 20-30 reports. We have received a complaint many times that the digital signature is used by the staff without the knowledge of the CA. CA comes to know when the OTP of the UDIN come to their mobile number, because staff is given access to the email ID. So there are so many issues. Many chartered accountant has given digital signature to somebody. So there are some issue we have find out. That's why this validation through the portal has been made mandatory. Sanjay ji wanted to add something.
Yeah, Sanjay sir.
Actually, Ranjit bhai, you have given an answer which is very well, but at the same time, we should tell the members that the digital signature must be used very carefully. They should be kept in a particular, you can say, your custody, and this particular thing with that the same has been misused by some of its staff has to be dealt strictly. Otherwise, it may create a trouble, because once a digital signature is used, then it is very difficult. However, we can say, since as on today, we are not generating UDIN side, you can say simultaneously or at that very time. So presently this is this. But if suppose the UDIN itself is created at that time when you upload the digital also, so the problem of this updation will not be there. So presently we are generating the UDIN in later on also. That is why there needs to be a particular you can say updation requirement. Second, this UDIN is not only seen by us, this UDIN is also seen in the physical copy by various stakeholders like bank, like GST department, like you can say all the people where you are taking the loans, etc. And sometimes they are also used for the other certification also as a certified copy or a authenticated copy. So this is the main reason why we are insisting for the purpose of the UDIN confirmation on income tax side. I think
you are right, sir, because if UDIN can be generated immediately at the time of digital signature use, that UDIN updation portal not required. But that explanation given, that is also one of the reason we insist on the updation at portal also.
Yeah. So we nicely called. Yeah, Chitra sir.
No, just to supplement them, actually, the Infosys was going to make this updation available at the time of uploading itself, so that these errors could have been noticed then and there. But this particular online updation was not made available by the this particular Infosys. Now it is offline. Now going forward, we have also requested them that you make this updation available online, so that while the tax audit report is getting uploaded, at the same time updation should be done, so that if there is any error, it will be noticed then and there and can be rectified. So maybe going forward, we hope that for this year, this facility will be available on IT income tax website, that you have to update then and there, not subsequently.
So, Chitle sir, in that case, we have to educate our member. This 60 days will go away.
Yeah, that will go away for them.
Thank you, sir. Now, this is the same question of what you have just now answered. There's a query here that UDIN is applicable for manually signed documents only or digitally signed documents. It's applicable for both. It's a manual signed, digital signed. Ranjit.
I'm just giving one more reason for that.
Yeah.
If you upload the ROC form, their digital signature is there. There also UDIN is required, because in those cases ROC department does not insist on UDIN, but you have to generate and intimate to the client. The reason being, if you wrongly verified any form, there is a clause in the end of the any form, wrong verification of the form will attract section 447 of the Companies Act. So that is a fraud section. So if that form is so important, you cannot wrongly verify. That's why UDIN is also required on the digitally signed form, because you are owning, whenever you are generating a UDIN, you are owning that form, you are owning that signature. Once you own it by generating the UDIN, you cannot distract later on, this is not signed by me, or this digital was misused by my office staff or somebody else. So now for the clearance of once for all, UDIN is applicable for every signature, manually or digitally, both.
Yeah, thank you. And last but one query before we go to concluding remarks, and we are going to answer. Just now we got an answer for the pertinent question regarding some mismatches that I'll announce at the last part of the meeting. Before that, there's one query whether I can certify income tax return of an individual which is required for bank loan purposes, with or without UDIN. See, actually, as you're aware, bank loan purposes, that attest function cannot be done by us. No, that is a true copy type of thing. We cannot do it. There's some, Ranjit will more explain about that one. As far as where should, then how we are going to authenticate income tax return? Maybe the next question. Yes, we can do it. There's a certificate whenever you issue that the true copy, there is a true copy of that income tax return filed in the e-filing portal. You want to certify that, there's a procedure for that. As for the procedure, you have to take an engagement letter from him and do a process that which is login credentials I have downloaded directly from the response, so date, so time. This information, what is contained here, matches with that one, and give your opinion or whatever the conclusion you want to give. There's a format for that. If you do that one, then UDIN is required. The first one is you cannot do it. If you do it, this is the way you have to do it. Already there is a group has been constituted by the Professional Development Committee for the various certificates other than the statutory report that we give for general purpose certificate, a general purpose reports that we issued by chartered accountant, particularly the banking sector. So how to deal with that one, what type of report to be given, under what auditing and standards it is going to be covered, all those things will be dealt with by a group, which is headed by CV Chitale. CV Chitra already held a couple of meetings regarding bank certificates. Once that group gives a report, I think will come out with a beautiful booklet from Professional Development Committee for all the issues that the certificates were issuing for the banking purpose, particularly, will have answered there. Okay, this is the one, and the last one.
Just Prasanna, to add
please. You have to add for the copy.
This, if you go to the guidance note by AASB for certificate for a special purpose, nowhere in the guidance note, accounting standard, auditing standard of ICI, it is written that the chartered accountant can certify Xerox copy with the original as a certified true copy, because we are not a gazetted officer. But what you can do, you can make a certificate that you have gone through the parameters of that tax audit return, you have seen the data, you have seen from where it is uploaded, downloaded, and you can make a certificate, give it to the client, take a UDIN and charge the fees also. But just by certifying true copy with the original or Xerox is not the role of the CA. If the bank insists, you have to write, take them from the writing, which banking regulation says the CA has to certify original with the Xerox. So in my opinion, that is not warranted. Of course, you can give a certificate with the detailed parameter and generate UDIN, charge the fees, that is allowed. So in the case of this provisional balance sheet, We have prospective financial statement. We have also seen the CAs are signing. That is not permitted as per CA. However, we have two SAE 3400, SRS 4410. They have given a format. In those format with the disclaimer, if you give those things, then that is quite possible. You can generate the UDIN, you can charge the fees. But just simply certified true copy or a prospective financial statement or provisional financial statement is not the role of the CA to be certified.
Okay. Thank you.
See, Kolkata High Court has come down heavily on chartered accountants, those who have issued true copies. So even high courts have taken note of it, and they say that chartered accountants cannot simply certify true copy. But as Ranjit Bhai has stated, that yes, you can issue report to them, meaning that that copy is correct, etc. So those two standards he has also mentioned. I think we should go with those standards and issue report rather than true copy.
Thank you, sir. Anyway, CV Chitraji, you are heading the group for certificates and all, on the PD committee. So once that comes out, I think all small and medium practitioners are facing this trouble. That will be 1 point solution for everyone. 1 point guidance for that. Anyway, thank you. Yeah, the last question before we conclude, where I got one announcement to make for tax audit under section 44 AB, whether separate UDIN is required for audit reports like there are two combinations, 3CA 3CB combination and 3CA 3CD combination, and over to Raj Chawla for that.
Thank you, Prasanna sir. Definitely for 3CA and 3CD, there should be one UDIN, and for 3CB and 3CD, there should be separate UDIN. So if we are using 3CA and 3CD, only one UDIN is required.
Yeah, that's what he's telling is 3C, we don't need
separate for 3CA,
yeah, and 3CD is only one.
Because that is part and parcel of that report.
Correct. Right to put is annexed to that. Sir, I'll just have before I make this announcement, the solution for the problem, I want to conclude a remarks from all the panelists today. I'll start with Ranjit, then CV Chitraji sir, then Sanjay Agarwal sir, then Raj Chawla, then I'll just conclude.
Just to conclude, I think it is a very good initiation by the UDIN director to resolve all the issue online. And my humble request to all our stakeholders that UDIN is one of the best reform happened in the recent past. So we should not dilute the authenticity, the quality, the trust which has come in the stakeholder mind through UDIN. Now I'm giving you one last example. This government of Maharashtra has given 16 certificates to the institute to verify, because those certificate does not bear the UDIN number, and those certificate has certified in the crores of rupees. When institute verifies those 16 certificate without UDIN number, 12 certificate who has been signed by member, they were not member. 4 were member, but they're not having COP. 2 have member, COP suspended. So all these things are happening in the various department without CA knowledge. Things are going on. So UDIN is the tool has now become, the government has seen it as a authentic tool, that if UDIN number is not there, something wrong is there. And that's why they are coming to the ICI. So we should appreciate the concept of UDIN, and wherever regulator wants to us for updation of any number, we should update there. Of course, some practical issues are there, which we are there to resolve by talking to the respective stakeholders. Thank you.
Yeah, Chetan sir. You please unmute and speak, sir.
Yeah, as far as UDIN is concerned, one should not consider it as a necessary evil, but it is to the benefit of our profession at large, for the simple reason that earlier those gullible victims which are getting certificates from the persons posing themselves as chartered accountants, that has really ended with the advent of this particular UDIN. Now, in case of UDIN, you are aware that the members who are holding full-time certificate of practice, they only can certify, they only can perform the assurance assignments. Those who are not having certificate of practice, those who are not having membership, or those who are not chartered accountants, they cannot perform this assurance function. And now Institute has been effectively able to control this particular regulation by the mechanism of UDIN. Because UDIN can be generated only by the chartered accountants who are having full-time COP. So this in a way protects the profession and enhances value of the profession, for the simple reason that even the stakeholders are aware that whatever certificate is in their hand, if the authenticity is in doubt, they can always visit the Institute's website and check the authenticity. So we should really complement this particular fact of UDIN. And I am also happy to inform that after the ICI has made this mandatory provision, even number of other professional institutions in India, and particularly from beyond India, they are also embracing this particular UDIN, and they are coming to ICI for having this technology. And they are also implementing UDIN in their respective countries and other professional institutions in our country. So let us try to further the cause of UDIN. As far as this income tax immediate issue is concerned, from last year we are facing number of issues with website. Maybe this is one additional issue, but with days to come, I think all the issues will wither out and we will see the seamless filing at income tax website. Thank you.
Thank you, Chitra sir. Now over to CS Sanjay Agarwalji.
Thank you, Prasanna sir. As everybody knows that UDIN has given a lot of power for our signature. The only thing what I want to say that let us take UDIN as a bank manager. When you present a check and he verifies the signature to pass a check, UDIN is a instrument which passes your signature once it is verified by any authority. You get a click also that your UDIN is also, you can say, verified. So I treated the UDIN as the confirmation of the chartered accountant, which is being verified by an authority, because the format or the sample signature or the, you can say, specimen signatures are not available in the public domain. That is why this can be, UDIN can be equated to that. So with this, because the UDIN Directorate has taken a big responsibility, and if we see the numbers, so the numbers are so fascinating that our own professionals are doing this much human job for the society. So this is something what I want to compliment each and every member for this job. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me this support.
Thank you, Sanjay. Also, we thank you, sir, for joining us. Your presence always adds color. The entire council out of 32, rest of the 31 members, we call him Guruji. So that is a respectful command for even 31 members in the council. So his presence makes a difference for all of us. Thank you. Now over to Raj Chawla, CA Dr. Raj Chawla.
I am seeing the efforts of Prasanna sir and the UDIN Directorate, Parul madam. They are doing so much efforts for resolving the problem faced by our members for matching this UDIN with the CBDT. So also 2 days back we have organized the program on this UDIN resolution via our NIRC of ICI, and I am thankful to see Ranjit Agarwalji, who has resolved most of the queries of our members on that day also. So Prasanna sir, thanks to you that you are doing a wonderful job. Really, wonderful job, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Raj Chawla. Thank you so much. And before I speak out with the announcement, so I got CA Kota Singh was with us, a member from Southern Region from Bengaluru. So he was attending Board of Studies meeting. He took some time away from there and came here. So for his words of wisdom,
yeah. Thank you. Thank you, convener of UDIN Directorate. As Mr. Raj Chawla said, and all of us are feeling it's a really Herculean task, and we should compliment the chairman or convener of this UDIN, Prasanna Kumar sir, and also the entire team of UDIN, headed by the secretary of UDIN Directorate, Parul ma'am. So it's really a Herculean task they're facing. I only request to all the members. In fact, this is the first time we are validating. So here and there, some mistakes would have happened. As Sanjeev sir also said, it's almost like it's authentication that the person, the member, is like a signature. UDIN is also the second authentication that is a member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. So it's a boon or a weapon given to all of us. It's only a member who is having a full-time COP will be allotted the UDIN. So let us make use of that particular facility given to us. Let us be more, I can say, like when while keying in the data in the UDIN, let us be more responsible also, because of course I can understand that each and every UDIN we may, as a members, we may not sit and do it. We may ask our article students to do complete that. But now onwards, we should take an extra care. See that when once any of our article student does that particular UDIN generation, maybe you may have to go and once again review that, verify that, and then upload it, so that in future we will not come across these type of situations. Of course, what are all the type of situations, maybe the director would have already explained, and they are also working to see that in future we will not encounter these type of situations in the coming year. And also, I requested a few suggestions I have given. One is that wherever the department wants UDIN, like say Form 3CD or 15CB or 10B or 29B, we are requesting the CBDT and also telling them wherever the UDIN is required, make a field for that, compulsory field, mandatory, so that tomorrow member will not come and say that I forgot to raise a UDIN. Without UDIN, we should not allow them to file the returns itself. That talk is on. I hope if that happens, at least one area of problems, like many members are saying that we forgot to generate UDIN. So I think in future we cannot, we should not come across that particular thing. And whatever suggestions you would have given, the directorate is ready to consider all those things. And we are here to help the entire fraternity as such. We also request the fraternity to cooperate with us and also be patient with us, because as he said, some 2,000, 3,000 queries are coming, they are resolving. Kindly be patient with us. All that things are happening, discussions are happening. Maybe by next week, everything should be settled and all of you can validate UDINs. Once again, thank you, Prasanna sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you, Sinos. So we heard all of you very nicely. Yeah,
Prasanna sir, this is very good initiative that UDIN Directorate has taken. But that prompts me to just make one suggestion to the UDIN Director. Supposing if already it is not there, maybe you can have some 3-4 minute video and say that how UDIN can be generated. So that video, maybe 4-5 minutes, that would explain. And if you put that on your website, anytime if any member has asked any issue, he will refer to that video.
Thank you, sir. Whatever suggestion he has also given, that we are going to discuss in the next UDIN Directorate meeting. Then we'll take a view on that one. See, as far as the information that we have, not the information we understand. Totally there are 31 lakhs UDINs have been generated for the purpose of 3CA and 3CB. 31 lakhs UDINs have been generated in the year 21-22, financial 21-22. Out of that, we understand 22 lakhs UDINs have been validated already. Now the balance leftover UDINs are 9 lakhs. Out of the 9 lakhs, some members shouldn't have done it because time is extended. Some may be pending because these mismatches, the 4 parameters what I have told you, the mismatches are there, thereby they are not validated. So these are the status. And the next one is the cause of concern is 15CB. 15CB, there are total 9 lakhs have been generated. Out of that, only 4.5 lakhs have been validated and 4 lakhs have been not validated. Maybe we will also make a study on that one, why they are not validated, whether they are stale, they are not useful, they are redundant. We will make a study on that one and take up this matter with CBDT, so that, whatever UDIs that are generated by a chartered accountant, certainly they should get validated in income tax portal also. This initiative will take again. The next is Form 10B. Form 10B, we got 1 lakh. 1,65,000 UDIs have been generated. Form 10B, 1,65,000. 1 lakh have been validated, 65,000 still pending. So, like Kota Sino was telling, I do request you, let us not wait for the 31st May to come. 31st May, whether extended, not extended, is a different matter. 19.9, they may not extend because sufficient time has been given. So let us wake up much before that and see that all these validations of not only this form, there are 30 forms which are to be validated by us. Let us be proactive in getting them validated. The last but not the least, so I would like to see, as you know, in the beginning of the presentation we were told, there are only 4 parameters: membership number, resolve, no issue at all. Second one, UDIN. If you have wrongly captured UDIN, please make a check. If you copy paste, there is not any problem. You have entered manually, please check whether the entire UDIN has been captured properly or not. That is also no issue, we can do it. Third thing, form number. There are certain challenges we had. In the 3CA, 3CB, XYZ, some forms have been interchanged. The problem was there. By and large, you must have seen. Now that mismatch is taken care of at the back end, and the form either this way or that way it gets connected. There's no issue at all. Those who have verified subsequently, before we had last meeting, that is also resolved. Now it boils down to only one situation where asymmetry mismatch is there. In fact, as I told you, there's an alarming number of more than 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh UDINs are pending because of asymmetry thing. So this is the issue. Now we have spoken to the leadership also, Honorable President and Vice President, all the connected members also, and we have taken up this matter with some of the UDIN with our deputy convener, Purushottam Kandaval. So he is not in India, he is in London today. Otherwise he should have joined certainly. So he is very actively involved in this thing, whereby we thought that the asymmetry thing need to be resolved either by opening a window for correction or in the UDIN directorate, or by doing something in the back end. Because we are aware, 2010-11, 11-12, 2020, these are major areas where some wrongly was chosen from the drop down. This also will take up. We are making it that it should be resolved by today itself. But today midnight, tomorrow morning, when you log in and see, you'll be comfortable to see that in spite of certain mismatch here and there, with the intervention of all of the entire council, will resolve that one. Thereby, you'll be comfortable to upload the entire data. So, with this information to all of you, I think you please don't raise any queries, any complaints till tomorrow evening. You make a trial and see if still you have some problem. In spite of all these parameters, still you have problem. There's something wrong in generation of UDIN. That need to be taken up separately. We'll assess the situation going forward. With this, I thank the entire, panelists. So, see Ranjit Agarwal, who is the father of, I told you, now that only I came to know, see Sanjay Agarwal and see Javare, they are the people who conceived this project. So ultimately, Ranjit is the person who released it, putting a lot of effort. So this is news to us. So this discussion never came up. We came to know about that to Javare sir and Sanjay Agarwal's thing also. Thank you very much. C.V. Chitale, he has been involved in the entire project right from the beginning. He interacted with the e-filing portal authorities also. Sanjay Agarwal, I told you. So our Guruji, for all of us. So his presence itself makes a lot of difference for all of us. Raj Chawla is the person, not only, I don't know whether he takes care of himself or not, he takes care of the entire fraternity. Even if your wife calls him and says hello, he may not pick up the telephone. Normally we care for wives. So, but he will not pick up, if a common member talks, he'll pick up the telephone and answer them. So that's the way he takes care of everyone. And Kota Srinivas, with a lot of enthusiasm, he has come. So almost every committee, there are 50 committees, means he may not be a member of at least 20 committees, but he requests that you please invite me, special invite to the committee. I want to contribute for something. And he is also going to special invite in the next UDIN directorate meeting, where he has given a lot of suggestions, will deliberate and come with some solution. Yeah. So with this,
one request to all the members from the council, even though we have given 60 days time to generate UDIN, generation of UDIN takes only 30 seconds or maybe 60 seconds, maximum 60 seconds. I request wherever it is possible, kindly generate UDIN immediately. Don't postpone generation of UDIN. This is a request from entire council.
Yeah. Thank you, Srinivas. So now with this, I thank all the participants for participating and raising a lot of queries. So there are 1,800 queries have been raised, but we have collected the entire data. Of course, we are not, like Sanjay Agarwal sir said, we are not used the artificial intelligence, we use our intelligence and combine them into only 25 queries. They have been answered. I think you got an answer for everything. There are certain personal opinions given. It's not the opinion of the council or the opinion of the UDIN directorate, but still, we leave it to the members. As a child, you know what to do, what not to do. You got the answer from Ranjit and all of them, they have given a good answer. So please get guided in whatever the question you want. Thank you very much. I'd like, before I close, I just make an announcement that, now the present viewership at this point of time is 11,200. Is it not? Yeah. 11,500. That is this one. So members, after the next UDIN Directorate meeting, we are going to have a UDIN Directorate meeting somewhere in the fourth week of this month. Or we are bringing a lot of proposal to take it to the next level by the sessions given by all our council members. In the meanwhile, take some 5 minutes of your time. You have any suggestions for UDIN? Please give it at least before 20th of this month. Before 20th of this month, come with any suggestions. You like it, don't like it, whatever comes to your mind. Keeping in view the profession as a whole, please come up with the suggestions. We'll collect all those things, put in before the UDIN Directorate. If there are certain matters which need to be taken to the council, we'll take to the next council, and we'll have a similar meeting about UDIN initiatives next month after the council meeting. There again, I request the entire 11,500 members with your friends, please come and attend. Let us make it UDIN a great tool, which is appreciated not only in India, not only by South countries, all the developed economies, including International Federation of Accountants. IFAC has also appreciated us. With this information, thank you very much for coming and making it successful. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Sir, you may also state the email ID of your UDIN Directorate so that people can send query on that email.
Yeah, so the UDIN at ICA.in. Yeah, this is very simple email ID, UDIN at ICA.in. ICAI.in. This is the one. See, as I told you, CA Purushottam Kandelwal, the deputy convener of UDIN Directorate, I told you he is in Glasgow in the United Kingdom. He is making a visit there, and he wanted to join for a couple of minutes. He's just joining now. I think he got some connectivity. So he joined now. Let's just wait for his concluding remarks. We're just waiting for him to go there. Parul, can you just request him to join? We will be happy if he joins, because he has put a lot of efforts. Whether in India or Ahmedabad or anywhere, his heart keeps on beating for UDIN. Every time he comes to ICA, he will not go without this UDIN Director. He will not go out of the building at all. He is very closely attached with this one, the Purushottam. So we're just waiting for him a minute for him to join. Yeah. So now, CA Purushottam Kandelwal is joining. In the meanwhile, I would like to add, so whatever the facilitation that has been done by the UDIN Directorate or the CBDT, this is only a one-time measure, because the first time it is being done, and moreover, it is done with a delay. We have uploaded the tax audit report long ago, and with the validation come much later, because there are some challenges in the CBDT portal also. They are also aware of that. We are also aware of that one. The first time it is happening, thereby we are taking some proactive measure to see that all members, practicing members, who are generated UDIN for tax audit purpose are not put into any trouble. So let this be a one-time affair. Next time onwards, now that we have got a lot of experience in this thing, let us, like CA Kota Srinivas said, let us train our members at least whenever UDIN portal validation is there. I mean, validation with the MCA or e-filing portal is there, we should be doubly cautious when we capture this particular data. So Ranjit wanted to add in between.
I request Prasanna, you are a Board of Discipline Director also.
Yeah.
Some issue related to UDIN already coming to the Discipline Directorate. So yes. Till the time Purushottam joined, can you elaborate what institute is thinking on non-compliance of UDIN?
Yeah, so actually, this is again a very tough question. If Ranjit is putting a question to somebody, you can understand. Sanjay Agarwal sir, confirm. Anything you want to ask Ranjit. Now, Ranjit is putting question, means a very tough question only. So, see, actually, friends, any guideline issued by the council, any guideline that should be scrupulously followed by all the members. Okay, that is applicable. If you don't follow that one, as I told you in the deliberation also, it becomes a violation of a clause in second schedule of the Charter Accounts Act 1949. Thereby, you are punishable with we can be found guilty with the punishment and all that. That's possible. So that's what. But however, what happened during what happened during last 2 years also? There should have been some violations. As you know, Purushottam.
Yes, sir.
Please go on. Just half minute I will take, then you will come. So, what happened in these violations? Whatever, we don't have any many violations were not there because an amnesty scheme was there for this one. Whoever has generated UDINs in the past, one particular date it was given as amnesty thing. Everyone has updated the entire data. Thereafter, not much of violations were there. However, maybe if you say maybe some lenient view has been taken in the initial days, but this will not be there in future. So let us work out. Let us pull up our socks and see that we comply with the council guideline. With this, as I told you, Purushottam, with this, CA Purushottam Khandelwal, our deputy convener is available there. So Purushottam, you are not getting the connectivity. I do understand. Like we are lucky that you got the connectivity now. We have deliberate upon how we have contributed for this particular initiative, for this validation, invalidation, all those things. And we have got more than 11,500 members here to listen to you before we close the meeting today. Over to CA Purushottam Khandelwal.
Yes. Good evening, sir. Chairman of the UDIN Committee, UDIN Director Prasanna sir, Raj sir, and the respected members who are looking at the UDIN sector. I am not in India, so I have lost the connectivity. So first of all, I thanks to the Director of UDIN, Prasanna sir, and the Chitle sir, Director Committee Chairman, taken a lot of pain to solve the problem of UDIN and discuss with the CBD team. Sir, I'm sure under your leadership, I and my member will be assured that we will do all the solve the problems. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I have to compulsion to left because I'm not in India. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Your presence makes a difference here. The way in which you start speaking the way, we know you speak very interestingly. So now we
sir, I'm sure you are Raj sir and Chitle sir and sir, 100% sure the UDIN director is very actively deliberating with the CBDT. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sir. With the presence of Purushottam, we had presence of 4 regions: Eastern region, Central, Western region, Southern region, and Northern region. Only from Central region, Gyanchand Mishra was supposed to join because he got held up some meeting in Ranchi. He could not join. Other we should have got panel members from everyone.
Sir, all the regional chairman is very dynamic and they are also fully in discussion with us to solve the problems. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Catch up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Purushottam. Enjoy.